Hi guys, welcome to Challenge the Road. I am going to Tyrepoint today. It's Sunday morning. They've opened it for me to change the tyres on the M3, but I thought, how can I make a decent video out of this rather than you falling asleep going, Richard's changing his tyres again. Well, MOT changes on tyres are going to come in soon, and it looks like there could be a lot of stuff on the age of tyres and you having to replace them, and also then having to go back to the MOT station to prove you've changed them. Now, I know MOTs are a pain. Trust me, I know. We do 25 to 30 a year here, and it is a pain. You have to go out, but it's road safety. We want to make sure that the cars on the road can perform and not dangerous for yourselves and for other road users. So that is happening apparently. I'll try and find more stuff on the article, and then what I thought was, because I'm seeing Mark at Tyrepoint, very knowledgeable guy on tyres obviously, but I wanted to show you how you could see the year and date of your tyres, so you know. The recommendation for sports cars is 5 years. They reckon that the rubber loses a lot of its sort of oiliness, I suppose, after 5 years, and they recommend you change them, especially on cars like the Porsches here, but on older cars as well. It's very important. I remember driving one of my Subarus, and it had like 15-year-old tyres, and they felt like, you know, driving on something that had no air in it. It's just rock hard. But also, if these changes are coming in, you might want to know what age your tyres are, so maybe you do it before the MOT. Also, we did have one recently where tyres had little sort of cracks in. The other thing I want to talk to Mark about is when I get annoyed about stuff. And do you remember the X5? I've done a video on that, and I've hit so many potholes. I've done, was it 4 tyres in 2 months, and it cost me a fortune. And I've actually changed that car to the M3 Touring now, and that's got smaller alloys on. And I said, why are they developing these stupid cars with 22-inch big mumma jumma wheels, massive tyres that cost a fortune, ruin the ride, get punctures? Why? What's the point? Unless it's just a bit of a racket to sell more tyres, you know, and get more alloys. And I am hearing, like, a lot of friends message me going, Richard, I've damaged the alloy, especially Golf R's, it seems to be, damaged the alloy, damaged the tyre. It's just a pain in the arse. So what I thought was, I'm going to talk to him and say, Mark, how many people are coming in with punctures, pothole damage? I'm just interested. It must be quite a few, surely. And also then, how can we, you know, manage your tyres better from like pressures and just monitoring? I remember when I went to Bath for a trip, and I come back and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to check round, because I'd had a puncture and it did have the bulge in the bloody tyre again. I thought, oh, another tyre. And then I was really careful on the way back. So I do tend to check the car now. I didn't used to. I just like, oh, well, tyres are fine. But now I tend to walk round and just double check, especially on the roads we're on. Sometimes I go like whack and I go, that wasn't good. And then I think, tyre pressure light. And sometimes, like, I want to talk to him about tyre pressures, because when they come on, it's bloody annoying. They always do it like on a motorway, and you think, and how to reset them, just little things, because sometimes it's a bit of a bugger, because to reset a tyre pressure, you got to stop the car, let the car cool down, do it, But I thought, he's the expert, let's ask him. So I'm going to transfer car now. I'm in the GT3 RS, going to go to the M3. We're going to get a set of Yokohama tyres on. We're not going to talk about that because you'll all fall asleep, but I'm going to put Yokohama tyres on. I've been researching that on M3s. A lot of people have said, Richard, none of us have got Yokohamas on M3s. Well, it is an OE tyre, so original equipment tyre. It was developed by BMW, and I've got so many Michelins on all the cars, I thought, I'm just going to do something different. So right, let's head over to Tyrepoint. So the car's in. We have the new tyres here. Try and walk slowly because squeaky floor. Yokohamas. I'm going to take the cup tools off, Michelin's. Try these for the road, and also then talk through how to find what year your tyres are, and also talk with Mark about the industry at the moment and all these potholes and all the damaged tyres coming in. We're now just searching tyres that I've got here from before. Didn't realise I had these here. So they're the Porsche one. Are they 4Ss?
Yeah, these are 4Ss.
Well, they could.
265, 35, 20. That'd be an Aston. See what the wheel is.
Oh, is that Aston ones?
325, 30, 21. That's just the 991.
That one. So the
991's GT3 RS's.
rear and front.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's fine. So we can put them back on then. So let's go through, Mark. How do you find out what year your tyre was produced?
So every tyre, doesn't matter what it is, has a dot code on it. And so you have the serial number, the batch that it was made, and then the last 4 digits. On this one is 3824, so that means it's made of the 38th week of 2024.
So roughly that would be probably September 2024. Right, okay,
so
that's
you
brilliant.
know that's a nice fresh tyre.
And what's the regulations look like? They're going to change on cars, but commercial vehicles, you have to change your tyres?
Commercials and lorries are already on MOTs now, can't be older than 10 years old. And they're looking to do exactly the same to cars, on the vintage cars especially, to introduce that law, but they're still talking about it, and that's still probably a few years away yet.
But it could be, closer.
Yeah.
The other thing is it that the rubber on the tyres just degrades like 5 years on sports cars? Is that the standard?
I mean, you've got the hot and cold sequence, so the rubber deteriorates, they start to perish, and if they've been sitting around, you get flat spots, and then it's never fully round. You try and rebalance them, never works. It's just, it's like everything with age, eventually it deteriorates, and rubber is no different.
Like my hip.
So yeah, the fresher the better. Definitely.
It's interesting, this is a Cup 2, so it's like a track tyre. So you can see not much tread, but this is more of a road tyre from Yokohama. It's much more grooved, actually much more tread depth as well. It's not much on the Michelins. So you can see already, I've only done 1,500 miles. How much it picks up. Stones. Loads of stones in here. Interesting. Shows how soft they are, and with the heat we've had as well. I'm just looking at where these tyre pressure sensors are, so they're connected there, up into there, and that's giving you all the sensors back to your car, giving you the how many bar or PSI it is. So Mark, on here, these are the tyre pressure sensors, so they're linked to here.
That's it, yeah, linked to they're bolted to the base of the valve. They've got little batteries in them, and it's wireless or Bluetooth back to the car, so it can give you temperatures on certain cases and as well as pressures.
Pressures, yeah.
So
now all the tyres, the new Yokohamas are on the alloys. The other thing, Mark, just tyre pressures, wasn't it? They were very high. They were 2.9 bar on the Michelins, which is way too high. So you've put these at
32 front and 35 rear.
So 32 front, 35 rear.
Which is 2.4 bar and 2.2 roughly, something like that.
2.2 and 2.4, okay, perfect.
What the car recommends on standard road tyres anyway.
And you get that from in here, don't you? Yes. So most cars will always have...
Yeah.
So
yeah, the majority of cars are always on the inside. There's a little label, which is just there. So it's got, if it's just one passenger or fully loaded,
yeah.
So you can use either.
So this is important as well. So these are the weights originally on the wheel that are matched to that Michelin tyre.
Yeah, these are the
so now you
weights.
take these off. This is just lead weights?
No, they're not lead anymore.
They're not lead?
No, there's a zinc.
Zinc weights. And I like the way sometimes you match them up with different colours, don't you?
Yeah, I'll be putting black weights back on these ones, so then you can't see them.
Then I'm going to change the wheels to silver next week.
Then we'll put silver on.
It makes a big difference though, doesn't it? Because obviously the wheel will become a bit wobbly. I know on the Aston I've had the wheels done and haven't weighted them yet. It doesn't feel great. Especially the more speed you get.
It's amazing what balance weights actually do to make it nice and smooth and make the driving better as well.
So this is telling you how much weight to add?
Yes.
So this needs what, 20?
20 on the inside. So
Oh, so it's the green is where...
Yeah, that's where I've got to stick the weight, and then the next one will be that one there.
So let's have a chat about pothole damage at the moment. Obviously, it's a big thing for you guys, and
we probably have 5 to 10 customers a day.
A day?
A day. Literally with, oh, just hit a pothole, was not driving right, it's either bulging the tyre, they've had a blowout, the wheel's cracked, buckled. So we use a company in town that we send them to get them back on the road, and then we do the tyre and check the alignment.
Put them back on the road. And are they trying to claim from the council as well?
Some do, some don't. But the councils, as everyone knows,
struggle to get money.
Yeah.
So my tyres, when they were damaged, obviously this is the new one on here, but it has like a bulge. Is that because the tyre's trying to protect me still from the damage?
No, the bulge in the sidewall, what that is the steel cords inside are split, and all the air pressure is just on the rubber. So then it's the rubber that's holding it. So if you don't get it done sooner rather than later, the problem is the rubber will get hot, or you'll happen to hit a pothole again or something, and that's the weak spot of the tyre, and then it'll just go bang.
Okay, so when I drove back from Bath, I tried to stay like 60 mile an hour.
That's the difference.
Okay, right.
60, 100, 30.
Right.
If you're going to hit that weak spot on that tyre, or it gets hot or anything, it will just go bang.
Just burst?
Yeah. Because it's literally all the rubber pressure of the air pressure, which you can imagine gets hot in these tyres, is all on that little bit of rubber. And it's a steel cord.
I get you. So that's where the pressure's coming in here.
Yeah, so hence you get the bulge.
Right, okay.
So,
what about just on tyres in general? Because all season tyres have really come on. I know you put them on my Yaris for me. I would be, and sort of your advice really, if I was having tyres now for a normal SUV or just a normal car, I even was looking at all season for this M3 because our climate's not great, especially in the I know it's hot at the moment, but
the high performance cars, you're probably better off going full winter. And then have your full summer, so you've got 2 sets.
Yeah.
But for your everyday person in the street, an all season is perfect because it meets all the requirements. It's got 3 peaks on the tyres, so if you did want to go to France or take it skiing, you're automatically meeting the EU regulations over there. And you have all the extra sights as well for the water, snow, slush, anything. Well,
especially here, isn't it? If you've got rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, you really want an all-weather. So should we have a look at some of those? Because you've got a Rodex big section over there. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
So show me these ones. So these are like an all-season.
Yeah, these are an all-season. So you can see the difference straight away between normal everyday one to an all-season tyre. And
lots of tread as well, isn't there?
They look chunkier than they should be. As you can see in the tread, you've got all the extra sipes, which is what the same characteristics of winter tyres. Then you've obviously got the asymmetric tread pattern as well, which is the new thing.
And you're putting a lot of these on taxis as well, you said. And
yeah. We do a lot of Rodex now on taxis, and they automatically change at winter to
these. Oh, okay.
4 seasons, yeah.
So if you had, say, a family car, this is sort of, I think this is a really good one because they probably last longer. So the mileage, because it's quite a deep tread.
They definitely do last longer. The only slight downside is the decibels of the tyre are probably 1 or 2 more than a normal tyre.
So your road noise is just that little bit more.
But the thing is, the cars are so well protected now with
like insulation, on the arches and everything.
You wouldn't really notice a difference anyway.
And this is you've got a lot of tyres and different ones here on Rodex, haven't you? And also price. Let's talk about price. So this is This is
a mid-range.
Mid-range ones.
So these are, depending on the size, they're not much more than a budget, and they're definitely a better quality. The rubber's better, the construction, the research and development on these is done more than a budget. They're good faith. And as I say, we do a lot of these for.
So these might be a good choice for even my Q5 and that. Putting an all-season on,
Yeah, they do them for a Q5. In fact, we've done a few sets. In fact, we even put a set on my mum's Q5.
Oh, right. Because we really want that, winter grip. I know the cars are 4-wheel drive now, but you want that tread depth on there.
Yeah.
Mark, just another question here.
Yes.
If we were roadside and I have to change my tyre, this is a torque wrench, isn't it?
Yes.
So there's a certain torque these nuts should be. So if I done that and then come to you, I probably need to get them torqued correctly. Is that right?
Yeah.
Straight
100%.
after. Okay.
Yeah, there's no question. Once you've done
And
it
how do you
twice-
set that on there? So you have
So
a.
on this one, so on this, you've got the settings down there, and you can just adjust at the bottom.
Of how you, okay, right. So they give you, so they say what BMW M3 torque rating of X, and then you put that in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So every car's different. So like Porsches are single nut, so they're a lot more than normal road cars, and then SUVs you don't go crazy. And locking wheel nuts we always do about 30 newton meters less than a normal one, so you never want to over tighten a locking wheel nut.
So you don't want to, because I would probably think I'd want to tighten it as much as possible, but you want to just do it to a nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Locking nuts roughly we do about 90 newton meters on most cars.
Right. Okay.
Because you don't want to over tighten them. So long as it's tight, it's not going to go anywhere.